Well, we just recently got word from the New York State Hemlock Initiative. They're a program of Cornell that we're going to get a biocontrol release of silverflies. They're in the genus Leucotoraxis, and they are predators of the Hemlock Woolly Adelgid, which is an invasive species that's killing our hemlock trees at Albert. The Hemlock Woolly Adelgid was introduced from Asia about 20 years ago to the United States. And it's been spreading slowly northward and to higher elevations because as the winters get less severe and less cold, their mortality in the winters decreases dramatically. This past winter was particularly mild, and we had about 9% mortality at Albert Community Forest. The year before that, the statewide average was 96%. Because it was a much harsher winter. So it's a really small insect that feeds. It's out towards the needles, towards the end of the tips of the branches, and it puts out little suckers into the plant and sucks nutrients away like a sapsucker would. And it disrupts the nutrient flow to the canopy of the tree and eventually kills it. Left unchecked and with favorable weather conditions, it can completely eradicate the forest, and we would have no hemlocks left. It was picked because it's really stellar hemlock habitat. The forest is in really good condition. There's a high quality stream going right through it. I think it's a class 4 trout stream with really good water quality. And one of the things that they look at for a biocontrol release like this is that there's a stable population of the Hemlock Woolly Adelgid there, so that the predators will have something to eat to establish a population. And we had really low winter mortality this year of the Hemlock Woolly Adelgid, and the population levels are high enough to give them a lot of food.
There's over 2,000 silverflies in these little vials, so this will be good. They kind of, we want to release them kind of close together, and then they'll disperse after, hopefully they reproduce and overwinter, and in a couple years, Hemlock Initiative will come back out and do some monitoring, or they'll have us collect, foliage and send it off.
Yeah.
So with the vials,
we do a good job.
Each of them have their own little number on here. This is the number of flies per vial in here. So you will see some on the bottom. Since it's cold, they might just kind of be slow moving, so give them time.
Do they drink coffee?
Unfortunately not. Would be easier to get them out of the vials.
The Rensselaer Plateau is one of the largest interior forest areas of all of New York State. I think we're 4th behind the Catskills, the Finger Lakes, and the Adirondacks. And a large part of that forest land is hemlock forest. So without our hemlocks, we don't really have the huge forest area that we have, and it's really high quality habitat for a lot of different animals. Hemlock forests tend to be really shady, and so they keep temperatures cooler in the summer and in the winter, and it'll keep snowpack around a lot longer in the spring, which creates a really good chance for that snow melt to feed into the streams and create consistent stream flow. Also, those cooler temperatures are important for many species of amphibians and reptiles, and mammals too, that are looking to escape from some of the summer heat. The New York State Hemlock Initiative out of Cornell did a really thorough scientific experiment to test whether or not it would eat native species, and they did in the experiment they had 2 containers, and in each container, one container they had the Hemlock Woolly Adelgid and a variety of other native insects, and they wanted to see if it preferred the Woolly Adelgid to the other insects. And in the other container, they had only native insects without any Woolly Adelgid. And they found that in both cases, it preferred the Woolly Adelgid, so much so that in the box without any Woolly Adelgid, the silverfly starved to death. So it would not attack any native insects without Woolly Adelgid being present. It would rather die than eat another insect.